Well, hello to everybody. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. I am super duper over the top excited to be on this webinar this evening with part two, yes, part two of the BookFest authors. It is incredible, the authors that are going to be with us. So first, let me just invite you to BookFest 2018 at Jefferson Mall, 4801, the Outer Loop in Louisville, Kentucky, right off 65. You can't miss it. Get off the Outer Loop and then come to the big mall. Look for the Dillard's entrance. So between Dillard's and then the big spot is Starbucks. We're right next to Starbucks, the great place where you're going to get your refreshments, coffee, and then come and meet all of the authors that are going to be at BookFest 2018. Now, there are altogether 19 authors that are going to be there with their books available to meet you, greet you, help you find out their processes. I'm also excited because I'm going to be doing a free, yes, I said free, writer's workshop at 12 o'clock noon. So get your lunch from the food court and bring it down just a few spaces down. Sit on the benches there and enjoy the writer's workshop that we're going to have there. So if you ever wanted to write a book, thought about writing a book, your mama said you should write a book, your cousin them, invite everybody to come to Jefferson Mall. One of the beauties of this book fest and this pop-up book fest is that there are no bookstores in Jefferson Mall. So there are no bookstores currently in Jefferson Mall. So we're over the top excited. The mall is excited. Check out their Facebook page. Check out their website because they have the event posted there. There are two big posters in their main huge traffic areas. So they're all ready for us and looking forward to it, us being there. So there'll be 19 authors there available for you to purchase their books, speak to them, meet and greet, get selfies. Oh my goodness, over the top. Now at 1:30, we're going to have a special reading with young authors. Moments Matter. So these books were done by middle schoolers, high schoolers, and they wrote about the moment that mattered most to them. So come meet those young authors. You know, usually in schools, there's young authors and wonderful, and you get recognition in your school, and you may get district recognition. But for these young authors, they were able to get international recognition. So they're Amazon bestsellers, and we're excited for both of these books and meet those young authors on Saturday beginning at 1:30. They'll be up and speaking about their portion of Moments Matter, those that are able to attend on Saturday. Now, as you may or may not know, if you're not able to be at BookFest 2018, you can always support any and all of these authors on Amazon.com. Their books are available via Amazon.com. So as they explain what their book is about, take a note, take a picture, and purchase it. Because the best, of course, is to be there in person and have them sign it. But if you're not able there, you're still able to support them. So I look forward to BookFest 2018, Saturday, June 16th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will be there in the place. So 19 authors, there's plenty of author information, how they wrote the book, what the book is about. It's all that good stuff. So we're going to start off with Minister, Pastor, Reverend Sharon Hunter. And she's going to tell us about her, a little bit about her and her book. And take it away, Sharon.
Okay. Well, I want to first start out just thanking Julia because the very first time I had been writing since probably the fourth grade, Young Authors Club, the whole thing. I had children and, you know, hey, that takes you in 1,000 different directions. So I had to put writing on the back burner for a long while. And when I decided, hey, I'm ready to do this again, it was off of a Facebook post. She said, anybody wants to write? And I was like, I do. What about children's books? And she was like, yeah, okay. And so I wrote my first two books. They were what is it? Sister Girl and the Annoying Sunny Boy. And then Sister Girl and the Mystery of the Giant Hair. I have a passion for empowering people. Now, my passion for empowering children is first and foremost in the sense that I just love remembering a good read. As a young girl, my very first book was C.S. Lewis. First book was the Bible Revelation. The second book was C.S. Lewis, and it was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I was so engaged, couldn't put it down until I finished it. And I wanted to know I want to write like that, so that children pick it up and they can't put it down until it's finished. So I wrote those 2 children's books to empower children to make better choices. It's good that we all have Christ in our life, but I'm finding as I grow older, the Lord has allowed me to present Christ almost like the Tutti Frutti wrapped in the peas. If you had children and you fed them out of those little baby food bottles, they may not have wanted to eat the peas, but you could take the Tutti Frutti, wrap the peas around it, and they would eat that. And then decide, you know what, this isn't so bad after all. So I take Jesus and I put it in the book so that it's not overpowering, but at the same time, it leaves enough discussion to where a good Sunday school teacher can pick it up and expand on it, or a teacher could take it and expand on it. And it was designed that way. And then secondly, I was single for 8 years, married now. I wrote Suddenly Saved, Single, and Parenting. And then my current book is Conquering the Mountain, called Me. This one I am super passionate about. I'm looking for God to do great things with it because it's about helping Christians develop. I'm going to say this last thing and I'm finished. People love to say that they're Christians, but they don't want to put the work in that's involved to be the best Christian that they can be. And it's work. It's a work that you can do. It's a work that will develop you. It's a work that will gratify you. But it requires you to do something other than just say, well, I'm a Christian too. Okay, if you're a Christian, then there are some things that you can read in the Word of God that will help you be the best you that you can be. And being the best you that you can be first starts with conquering yourself, because we got to learn how to say no to some things that we want to say yes to. And the world is not the place to engage in this conversation, because the world going to tell you, do it. Do it as long as you want to. Do it like love doing. Just do it. But you got to have somebody that can tell you, pump the brakes. Is that really going to benefit you? Is it going to help you? Is this going to take you down a path that is going to take you deeper and further away from God? And these aren't questions that I can answer for you as a person, because who am I? I didn't die at Calvary, and I'm not contemplating on doing it anytime soon. However, I know someone that did. And I love writing about helping people find a deeper relationship with Christ. Your walk will never be like mine, nor will mine ever be like yours. But the goal is, let's walk a little bit better. Let's walk a little bit closer, so that in the end, you will be able to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. God bless you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so with Sharon Hunter, she's got everything covered. She got the kids covered. She got your adults covered. So when you go to the beach and you go poolside, the kids get their books and you got your books. How about that? Yay! All right, stop by and see Reverend Sharon Hunter on Saturday. I know she's got to keep moving and keep grooving, but thank you so much for stopping by. I love you all.
And I'm so excited. I got to say this one little thing. 19 authors is amazing, because I say we, because I help Julia in any way that I can. And for her to get to the place where it's 19 people, that's a beautiful thing. And I'm all about supporting people. I love supporting people. I want you to get to your best you. I want you to accomplish what you were set out to do. So I'm excited for my sister, these 19 more to come. Hey, we going international, baby. Everybody.
Yes, 2020. You think I'm laughing, but 2020 we are. We're going across the pond. Yes. Yes, ma'am. We're going. Sorry, I let it out the bag, but we're going across the pond, 2020. Yes, yes, ma'am.
I'm getting my ticket now.
Yes, get ready. Oh, you think I'm joking? I'm not.
No, ma'am, I don't. I know you too well to know you're not joking. I got dibs across the pond.
I'm real, so serious. I've already started the planning now, so more to come. Keep that in your head. I've already started the planning going across the pond in 2020. So See, you made me link it out the bottom, but you know, I'll have more details in the fall, and when everything is kind of finalized. I have a date, but I'm not going to release that. But seriously, we're going across the pond in 2020. So if you're ready to go,
I'm going.
Let me know, and go ahead and put your money aside and be ready to go.
I'm going.
So I appreciate Sharon Hunter and I sat and ate fish sandwiches in Cunningham's down on 4th Street, and it was a Cunningham's doesn't exist anymore, but it was a historical place, and we didn't go in there but get fish and plan these books out, and it's been an incredible journey, ministry wise and business wise as well. So I'm over the top excited.
I'm finished with Sister Girl 3. I've got.
Oh wow!
It's the last chapter. So prayerfully Saturday, my goal is when I come, I'll be able to drop off a little thumb drive to you. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going! Yay! I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm super duper excited because I'm gonna launch something else in the fall. I'm gonna sneak peek that out as well. But it's really designed for children as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I know we have a meeting beyond that webinar next Thursday. We're going to be talking about the details of our big launch in the fall. So I retired this year. So, you know, you can just see anything. Julia Royston could be doing almost a little bit of everything. So anyway, all right, Sharon, we can talk all night, sweetie.
I know.
Keep it moving. Love you.
I love you all. See y'all Saturday.
All righty. Now, you know, one of the beauties of this BookFest that has opened it up is that BK Royston Publishing and Royal Media and Publishing, their authors signed with those two companies. But what I decided to do this time, and everybody's schedule and availability, and everybody's got stuff going on in the world, I opened it up for independent authors who may have self-published or may have published with someone else. It wasn't mandatory or limited to only BK Royston Publishing or Royal Media and Publishing authors. So these authors that are coming up have their own books and their own imprint or how they publish their books. My job, I felt, was just to create an event and to create an avenue for all authors, not just ones that are signed to my company. That wasn't my point. My point is to and my purpose is to open up an event and an avenue for all authors. I love books. I've been a librarian 30 years. I have 2 master's degrees in library science. So, you know, books is kind of in my DNA. So saying only a certain people could be a part was not on my agenda. So I'm super excited to introduce to the audiences and the world the participation of these next authors, and I'm just super duper excited. So I'm going to unmute. We're going to start with Asia Rivers. Asia?
Hey!
Hello. So Asia, introduce you and introduce your books.
Well, I'm Asia Rivers, and I wrote Talk Child Care to Me, Planning for Success. I am an owner and operator of my own child care facility. And it took me a minute to get used to how my business was supposed to operate. I had a challenge ahead of me when I started my business. I tried to get information from other business owners, and doors were shut in my face. There was limited information around me from the different agencies that was supposed to certify my facility. So as a Black business owner, I just felt like I was at a disadvantage to succeed. So for up and coming people that wanted to start their own child care facility, I wrote my book just for them. I'm 29. I've got 5 kids at home, and they keep me busy all day long, all day long. In addition to the other 50 children and 80 families that I serve, actually. Talk Child Care to Me, Planning for Success. It talks about personal credit building, business credit building, having the commitment and dedication to running a child care facility. It does not operate like a traditional business. So before even going into that business, you want to make sure you have all the needed tools and all the information ahead of you. Because there's a lot of people that are misinformed and think that I'm going to start this childcare business and I'm going to make a ton of money. And that's not true. So I just want to give people the benefit of the doubt and warn them before coming into this. Prepare yourself, because it'll be many times that you'll stand by yourself.
And I think that's anybody in business, nations in business, anybody who works a job, anybody, who has a book, because my philosophy is your book is a business and everybody in business needs a book. But anybody who has a book,
Right.
that is a business. And so sometimes you believe in your book when nobody else does. Sometimes you have to move your book and sell your book and go to events and they're like, really? No, you have to believe in it. So any type of business, I believe that Asia's book will help anyone in business, not even just the child care, but even having the tenacity to move forward in any business. Any business that you're in, especially the book business, any business that you're in, it requires leadership. It requires guts. It requires stamina. It requires determination. It requires love, passion, money, sacrifice. Oh, shall I go on? All of the above to move forward in your business. So thank you, Asia, for writing that, because I know that there's just so many books that I need to purchase them all. There it is. There's the cover right there. It's a beautiful cover, and it should help anyone in business to move forward. So stop by on Saturday, BookFest 2018. We'll be on 4801 Outer Loop in Louisville, 10 to 5. Purchase that book. Help your business. Sometimes, and I'll just say this, sometimes you need to communicate with somebody who's done it before. Sometimes you need to communicate with somebody, even if you're doing jewelry, or even if you decide I want to sell shoes, or I want to bake cakes, or whatever it is. I want to make bow ties. I mean, whatever it is you want to do. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody who's been in business, even if you're not selling the same product or service. Every product or service is unique, but there's some fundamental things you need. And Asia Rivers' book should help you get started and meeting her. Well, first off, I don't have any children. So a woman with 5 children still sitting there smiling. Y'all need to meet her just for that. Well, we are going to keep on moving here with the business boss herself, Miss Nation Tribune. All right, I hear you. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your book.
Hello, everyone. I am Nation Tribune, and thank you so much, Julia. First, let me say thank you for having this event. It feels good on my side because guess what? I don't have to do nothing but show up to this event. So that feels even better. I'm always working events. So I thank you for having this event for authors. And the good thing about this, guys, is that I am a new author. So I'm just super excited. You all have already written your books. Literally like yesterday, everything just got pretty much finalized. So I am new, I'm excited, but let me tell you this, I did not want to write my book at all. So I didn't go in, I don't know if I was supposed to want to write it, but I'm just being transparent. I didn't want to write this book. The name of my book is called Try God. So I did not want to write. I don't like writing. I never liked English. I just pay people to do it. I don't like it. So I'm just going to be honest. God put a mandate in my spirit and an urgency to get this book birthed out, and it's get birthed out in 52 days. It's called Try God. But in 2014, my pastor, Pastor F. Bruce Williams, we were in church, and he said to the whole congregation, we're going to start a series on Try God, Malachi 3. That got in my spirit so heavily that I took that on, and I came home and wrote it down. I didn't read it, but I wrote it down. So then one day, about 2 weeks later, God woke me up in my spirit. He said, get up and read Try God, Malachi 3. Read Malachi 3, the whole chapter. So I read about 1 o'clock in the morning. I laid down, tried to go back to sleep. God woke me back up. So then I read it again. Then he said, get up and read it again. So I got something different every time that I read this Malachi 3. And from that moment on, what I took from it, it got so in my spirit so deeply that I had to move. I had to catch, I had to move on it. So I started reading and I started trying to live it. And as I'm going through life and challenges with families and business and careers and career change and new marriage, just everything, all this whole time while I'm doing this whole process, I'm trying him. I'm like, God, what is this? Why did you pick me we got 5,000 plus members. Why did I have to be the one that had to get up in the middle of the morning and hear it and move off of it? So God used me in a crazy way. So when he woke me up that morning, he said, make a shirt. Make a shirt. I already made rhinestone shirts, but God said, make a shirt. I made one shirt, guys. One shirt. So my one shirt turned into over thousands of shirts because I gave Pastor wanted a shirt. Because remember, he the one spoke the word. We're going to do a series on Try God. And he happened to see me in the hallway and said, I want a shirt. I'm like, okay. Not knowing that I didn't even make those type of shirts, screen print that he wanted. I made rhinestone shirt. But I didn't tell him I didn't make them. I just said, okay, I'll get you a shirt, Pastor. So I got with his deacon, made him one shirt. From there, the one shirt that I made for myself that he happened to see in the hallway, I didn't walk up to him and say, hey, Pastor, I got on this, as you can see, this Try God shirt. I didn't tell him that. I just walking down the hallway and I happened to bump into him and he said, I want a shirt. I'm like, okay, all right. I went from one shirt to thousands of shirts at Bates and just not even Louisville, but all over the whole world where churches were saying, hey, I want this shirt. And they were getting in contact with me. And from that, I started trying God in every aspect of my life. From there, and also in 2014, from all those Try God shirts in July that were sold, in September the 20th of 2014 was when we were able to seal the deal for Manhattan on Broadway. So long story short, the Try God shirts basically paved the way for Manhattan on Broadway to be birthed out. And we're going to talk about, I'm talking about that in my story, in my book. It's bigger than what I'm giving you all right now. But when you get the book, you're going to read about when you done tried everything else and everything else has failed. And we tried this. We tried different relationships. We tried different jobs. We tried different businesses. We tried everything different. So it's time out for keep trying. Why not try God? So I'm just challenging people. Hey, guess what, guys? I was obedient. I tried God. I made mistakes. I ain't perfect, but guess what? I was walking that walk with him. And I was trying to be obedient the best I could be. I was trying to love more on people. I was tithing more, paying my first fruits. I was loving more, just blessing people, sowing into people, doing things I didn't want to do. Like get up in the morning and have to read chapters and books and pray for people. I ain't want to do that. But guess what? I was trying to be obedient and God used me in a mighty way. So I just want to share with the world about how he was able to just transition me from corporate America, by me trying God and be able to walk into amazing, successful business and now it's businesses. And then guess what? It ain't because I was so smart. It wasn't a business loans. It wasn't selling investors. It wasn't the best business plan. It was because I said, God, you know what? I'm going to try you. Even when the bank statements came and didn't add up, even when we looked at our reports and there wasn't enough clients that had booked the space, even when my kids and I had to send my youngest son to boot camp away from me because he was acting a total fool. Even when I got calls that my oldest son had just got locked up and this and that. And even when my dad got called, my dad had to go nursing home and even through everything I went through in life, I stayed tunnel vision and I kept trying God. So we're super excited about Try God. It's going to be a movement. It's bigger than a t-shirt. It's bigger than the 2 words. It's a movement, Try God movement. In the book, you're going to be able, after each chapter, there is going to be challenge questions because we're going to challenge you to stretch your faith. We want you all to stretch your faith and try God after each chapter. At the end of the book, we got a 30-day challenge, guys. The 30-day Try God challenge. It's going to bless you if you do the challenge like you're supposed to do it. It's going to bless you in an amazing way. And yes, and after that, we're going to go into, hopefully in 2019, I'm going to get with Julia, you, and Tanya. I want to do it's going to be a Try God workbook. So we're going to do a workbook, devotional workbook that's going to bless people around. I'm telling you, ever since I've been walking with this Try God, it has changed my whole entire life. And I just don't want to be the only one blessed. I want to tell you what I did so that God could turn around and bless you too. So that's what Try God is about. I look forward to seeing you all. I'm going to be there with a smile. If you all need anything, just let me know. I'll be right there to help. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. There's the cover. There's the cover.
The cover's right here.
There's the cover. And there's Nation. There's the shirt. You got shirts you bringing Saturday?
Yes, we're bringing shirts. And yes.
Good,
yes.
good. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Try God. Yeah, nobody better to try. And be ready for your mind to be blown. Be ready for your life to be completely exploding when you try God and say yes to Him. All right, we're going to move on up 65 North to Miss Courtney. I met Courtney at an event not too long ago, about, 3 weeks ago, Courtney? And in Indianapolis, I'm not a Hoosier. I just live in Indiana. I refuse to say I'm fine. I'm trying to unmute you. There you go. Hey, Courtney, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm so excited to be a part of this also. Like you said, we met, 2 weeks ago, I believe, at the Go On Girl book club event. And when I found out that you were hosting this and it was going to be in Louisville, it was like a light bulb went off, because I have a lot of family and friends in Louisville. I currently live in Indianapolis, Indiana, but my parents are from Louisville. I have a lot of family and friends. I went to high school in Louisville, Holy Cross High School. I'm supposed to be a part of this.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us about your book. Now we know you was a homegirl for real. Come on now.
Well, my book, just like, I'm sorry, the other one, Nate said, yes, I didn't see myself as a writer. This was not my dream, but my book is a true story that we went through. My book is titled Big Sister, Older Brother. Based on a true story of sibling support when mental illness takes over. My older brother, he's 2 years older than I am, he was diagnosed with a mental illness, and in 2007, he disappeared. He was missing for 4 years. And so the book is about where he went, what he did, how he survived, and how I found him and brought him back. It's told from his point of view and also from my point of view. So after we went through this whole situation, God told me to write this book. And then He gave me all the tools that I needed for it to happen. I got my brother's permission to tell his story, because we don't talk about, African Americans, we don't talk about mental illness, we hide it. And I am so proud of my brother for allowing me to tell his story in his own words. He sometimes comes to events. He won't be there with me, but he has given me his permission to come and tell our story again. So I'm so excited to be there and to be a part of this. And I just thank you so much for including me.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome, Courtney. What a powerful story of love and determination and tenacity. And we've had to stop burying our heads in the sand and ignoring this, and realize that it's a real place, it is a real issue, and we all have to face it. And these are our loved ones. We can't just, as they used to, just put them away somewhere or lock them in a closet, or, it can't happen. These are our loved ones. These are our sons and daughters and sisters and brothers. We have to be about the business of love, but we also have to be about the business of getting people the help that they need. And there are professionals. My grandfather, that generation had so many horrible things happen to them in institutions and things that they heard of. But now we have, physicians, real physicians, and people that are trained to help people with mental illness, and the love it took to hold on. I mean, you've got to read that just to know how it is to hold on for your loved one, the tenacity that it takes to continue to find them, what it took. Oh my gosh, that is just, it gives me chills just thinking about your family member missing for 4 years. Imagine what that took. And then, we have a good story, an end to a story. So meet Courtney Stinnett from Indianapolis by way of Louisville, Kentucky. Hello. On Saturday, be sure and do that. I'm really over the top ecstatic, and believe you me, there'll be more events. So, more events that'll be coming up definitely in the future. Thank you so much, Courtney, and we're gonna keep on moving. All right, let me unmute. Trinette? Okay, wait a minute. Are you unmuted already? Trinette?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Okay, I wanted to make sure the sound was on. Okay, so go ahead, Trinette Smith. Go ahead and tell us about your book.
Hello, everyone. I am Trinette, and I actually got into writing because I became an empty nester. My boys moved out, and I just didn't have a clue what I was going to do with myself. And at that time, I had went through a bad relationship, and I said, oh, so I guess I'm just going to have to sit down, and I just sat down and put it in a book, because at times, women, we get vulnerable. And when we get vulnerable, we don't see things as we're dating, because everything that the guy says is right, and nothing is wrong. So
sorry, Joseph.
Then, huh?
I said sorry, Joseph. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're like, oh gosh, I'm the only dude here tonight. Oh my goodness. There'll be more men Saturday, I promise. Go ahead, Trinette. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so because like I was saying, as women, we do get vulnerable, and then at times, then when we meet somebody new, we're not seeing the signs. And so when I wrote this book, and it's a short story, it's called A Preacher Say What. So this book is actually about a girl who met a guy, and she was vulnerable. She was loving everything he was saying, because everything he was saying was right, because she was missing that from the other relationship. But then one day, she kept noticing things that wasn't quite right. So she did a little investigation of her own. They were going to church every day. He was preaching. He was preaching to the little kids, and then he was going to another church preaching the word. But then after church, things just wasn't right. Things wasn't right. So one day, she just went in her room and she said, God, reveal to me the things that I cannot see. And then he revealed it. And everything came out about this guy. A Preacher Say What.
Woo!
And this is Preacher Say What.
Woo-hoo!
And then I went on to write my second book, my second short story, Broken Vow. This is a good book. So when we get married, we never think that our husband is cheating. But this husband got busted. The best friend came in town and just tore Lily's world apart. And that's all I'm going to say.
Don't spoil it. Don't tell it all. No, we got about book. Hold on, don't spoil. Hold on. No, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Hold on. No, don't spoil it. No.
I'm done. That's all I'm going to say, but I'm done. So this is my second book, Broken Vow.
I love that cover, though. I really do. I love that cover. Hold up both covers again, Trinette. Hold up both covers again. Yeah, I like that. Those covers are really hot, especially the Broken Vows. That'll do it for you. I love it. I love it. All right. You like a mystery? You like good romance? You like a thriller? You like a tell-all? To give you some highlights and some things to know and some things to look for, ladies. Meet Miss Trinette Smith on Saturday. Thank you so much, sweetie. All right, the man of the house, the man in the house, Mr. Joseph Clark.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you, sir?
My story, I'm doing well, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. So introduce yourself and your book to us.
Yes, ma'am. My story is a little bit different.
Look at that cover. Look at that cover. Wow. Look at that cover. Wow.
So my story is about child abuse and child molestation. A true story. My true story. I've been living with that abuse. It happened a couple of times, and I've been living with it for quite some time. Like, I didn't tell anyone until I was about 25 years old. It hit me up inside. Now, I was gonna write a book earlier, but I decided I held on. I was in a relationship, and I was kind of focusing on that relationship, and trying to push that girl to to be successful and stuff. And we ended up breaking up, and the breakup was so bad because I've never seen a stable family before. I've never seen a happy family, so I wanted one of my own. I grew up with this idea in my mind that I was gonna make a happy family. So I invested everything in that relationship, like money, time, energy, and everything. And I felt like it was just taken away from me. No, when it happened, it turned my world upside down. So I started going around to different churches, because I'm not a drinker, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs and stuff. So I was trying to find a church home, something to take my mind away of the pain. And I stopped at Bates Memorial one day on Sunday. I can't forget that Sunday. It was last November. Was it November or October? Yeah, end of October, early November. And I stopped at Bates Memorial, and I heard Pastor Williams spoke. And when he spoke, I felt like he was speaking directly to me. Like, I could not stop crying. And I came home that Sunday and picked up my pen and just started writing. And I just poured out everything I was feeling inside this book. Every hurt I felt, every abuse, everything. I just wrote about it. And I'm writing a part 2 right now. The No Love. This is No Love, a true story. Now, sometimes the monsters are the ones who are supposed to love us. The cover of the book is what happened in the book. Like, it's powerful. It's a lot. It's a really big story. And the part 2 of the book is this part 1 is about my childhood life. The part 2 of the book is, after being abused as a child, it makes you think differently as an adult. It makes you act differently towards people. You isolate yourself more. You don't, and I'm writing part 2 right now, how I cope in life as an adult, as an abused child. And how I cope as a parent too, because in the midst of this, I had a child too. And, raising my son, I earlier in my fatherhood, I was really overprotective. I took him away from everything and everyone else, and because I didn't want him to go through the same stuff I went through. So I didn't trust nothing and no one. And I knew I let him, I'm pretty prejudgmental, and I think I passed it down to him. So, that was kind of a bad trait, but it's just a side effect of being abused.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
What a story. Where are you from originally, Joseph?
Jamaica.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Which one? Which parish? What area?
Yeah, I'm from St. Mary. That's right next to Witcheress.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been there. I did 4 tours with Jackie McCullough from Jamaica. So we
Yeah,
Ocho Rios. We did.
yes,
We have I did put together a library in Trenchtown, right there on Bob Marley Road. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I felt like I was almost, there. I mean, Trenchtown was something. That was an experience,
Yes, it is.
yeah, Trenchtown ain't no joke. Now, that's not no joke. I didn't realize.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, it is. It is.
I took a team in, and yeah. So Jamaica's kind of near and dear to my heart because that was a really awesome experience. We did medical missions, and the last time I went, we did the library in Trenchtown. So, that is one of the things about publishing people, meeting authors, is that it is incredible to hear the stories of survival. So first off, let me just say, proud of you for still being alive, and God for keeping you and protecting you. And I understand you being overprotected of your child. That's certainly normal. And honestly, as a retired educator, I wish more parents were a little bit more protective of their children. That's just me, my personal opinion. And I know what it's like personally to find healing at Bates Memorial, because that's where I joined in 2003, was Bates Memorial. That's where, from my home church and, all that hurt that goes along with it, I'm good. But, I'm like, it was Bates when I woke up. It was Bates when I went to bed. And I'm just like, okay. I met with Pastor Williams. He said, what are these apostolic people joining this church for? I said, well, first off, where Bates is now is where we had all of our street meetings. So we would leave the corner and we would have street meetings in the heart of Shepherd Square. That's where we had our street meetings. I said, so the seeds are here, right where you are, is where we would put a sign on the door and say street meeting down the street. So, maybe that's where, I don't know. I told him, I said, I can't talk about nobody else. I just know what he told me. And so that's basically where it's been. So I know we're off subject as far as the book goes, but as I say, this is my show, so I can talk about what I want to. But anyway, I encourage you, because as much as I've done at church, I've done a little bit of everything in churches, from leading choirs. I haven't ushered. That's one job I just never did. Just standing on my feet, I just couldn't do it. But the other thing is, let the healing of the word that you get there heal you from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. If nothing else, just let the word heal you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's what I had to have happen.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't need anything else. I mean, if you join or whatever, but most of the sit up under the healing power of the word and let that, because I was like a baby Christian starting all over from scratch. Now, I felt like I was that 6-week-old my mother brought to the altar. And I had to sit there and literally, at the healing power at the 8 o'clock services, heal me from my head to my toe. And there were times where, I was called out to minister, but I knew I had to be there to be healed, to be whole. Now, that was for me. That may be for you. That may be for Nashan. It's not necessarily for everybody. I can't tell everybody there. But if he led you there and you've never felt the same as you have been before or anywhere else, stay there until you receive the healing that you need. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I could not leave. I couldn't leave that church. I tried other churches, but I went back there.
Yeah, and I mean, that means that's your healing space. I can't tell you that you couldn't be healed somewhere else, but that's your spot. That's your healing place. And it was for me. That was my spot. So therefore, you gotta stay in your, right, and Nation's there too, but you gotta stay in because some people come to Bates and leave, because that's not where they're called to. That's not their healing place. But for me, it was Bates. For you, it seems that it's Bates. But, be there to do what you need to get so that you can be the person that you need to be. And believe you me, I have not experienced anything you have in life, but you know, the Bible, Jesus did tell the man and the woman be made whole. So there is a place where you can put all those pieces together so that you can be made whole. If I don't know anything about Jamaicans, I know y'all tough. I know you can withstand a lot.
I've been to all that.
Poverty, everything. I mean, just seeing it, I mean, just walking through Jamaica, I'm like, how do they know where they live? It's dark, there's no street light. Don't talk to me about Jamaica. I've been there, and not just with the resorts where everything's just lovely.
Yes, ma'am.
I went through the streets. I crossed them little rivers and thought, Jesus, get across this thing. It don't have no sides on it. Oh God, and I can't swim. I'm telling you, I was guarded by 4 men when I did the library. They said, "Oh, we don't like outsiders." I said, "I'm black like they are. You not from here. You." So I had to have armored guards that walked me in and walked me out. And my team, I mean, it was an experience. So I know that there's strength in you. There's power in you. I mean, it was horrible and horrific, but God has great things in store. I speak it into existence. Great things in store for you. Great things for you to do and help deliver and continue to do, but deliver others as well. I believe it with everything that God does not allow those kinds of things that happen to people and they not be good. I'm sorry, go ahead. I just felt the unction. Come on. Go ahead, sweetie.
One more thing is it's my dream, it's my plan, and I'm gonna do it. I want to start a foundation for victims of abuse, but I want it to be so big because, you know, I wrote about it in the book too. My sister was abused too, you know, and I've seen it. You know, my mom was abused, so I wrote about all the stuff from my perspective that I've witnessed. And, you know, there were many times there when my mom needed help, I needed help, my sister needed help, and there was no one there to help us. So, you know, I want to start a foundation for victims of abuse that I could help people right across the world, and especially in Jamaica.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I know that God's going to open up a door for that heart. And through this book, to be able to do that, somebody's going to read the story. Somebody's going to see this video because we're all going to share it on all our social media. And I just pray God speed and explode it and do what is necessary, especially in Jamaica, because I've seen it. I've seen the, you know, the medical makeshift mission we had, people wrapped up, lined up. I mean, I never seen nothing like that in my life. It transformed my whole life. It's just, I mean, just, woo! I mean, it just took me. And we would get there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they had been lined up since the night before, midnight, because they knew it was free medical care. And they were lined up all night long. I still have the pictures. I have a booklet that I look through periodically, the children and the school that they took me to. And, you know, no, I've been upfront and personal. I know exactly what you're talking about. So my hope and prayer is that one of these books, these 19 authors, you know, when you write, you pour your life and heart into what you write, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. But when you get a nonfiction story, your life story that you're pouring into, it is designed to do mighty things. That's one of the reasons why sometimes the enemy tries to stop you from writing. You know, like, oh, you don't need to do that. And oh, life happens and all kinds of distractions happen, because it's the power of your words. It's the power and the delivering power of what you have to say. There are children in Jamaica and other parts of the world who need to know that I can survive and I can still be physically and mentally and emotionally in my right mind despite what's going on. Suicide is not an option. Taking my own life is not an option. There is a way out. There is a God. There is. And the power of these words. And, you know, I've had ministers tell me all the time, you know, you're going to get attacked all the time because you're helping authors getting their word out to the nations. And I'm like, woo, 2018 has just been something. But I now realize why that is. I mean, you know, it's to stop me, it's to delay me, but no, we have to have God, try God. We have to realize that You know, he's in control. Open up the doors. So, all right, I'm going to shut up. So I look forward to seeing you all purchasing books, there to support authors, being a part of the Writers Workshop Saturday, June 16th, 2018, BookFest. Meet us at Jefferson Mall, right there off of 65, 4801 Outer Loop, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm super duper excited. Oh my gosh. 19 authors in the place. Writers Workshop at noon, 1:30. Book talks with authors and young authors. Ugh, it's going to be incredible. So hope to see you there. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for watching this video. Support all these authors. They're on social media. Their books are on Amazon.com. Even if you're not able to attend BookFest, support them. We need your support, and the words have power. Buy one book, buy 5, buy 10. Share it. Give it away as a gift. Store them for Christmas. However you want to do it. But support these authors, and your life will never be the same. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Have a great day.